Welcome to episode 11 of our journey through Robert Greene's The Laws of Human Nature. Today, we delve into observational skills. Remember when we were kids? We were exceptional at watching people. We had to be small and vulnerable, relying on our keen senses to understand the adults around us and stay safe. We could decipher a lot from a smile, the tone of a voice, or the way someone moved. Our ability was so sharp that we could even spot when adults were lying or being insincere. But as we got older, around age 5, we started to lose this skill. We became more worried about ourselves and how others saw us, instead of paying attention to the world around us. The good news is, we can get this superpower back. It's not about learning something new, but about remembering what we used to do naturally. To get our observational skills back, we need to practice. It's like exercising a muscle. The more we do it, the stronger it gets. Here's how we can start. 1. Baby steps. In a normal conversation, try to notice one or two things about the other person's face. Maybe their eyebrows move in a certain way, or their smile doesn't quite reach their eyes. Don't try to figure out what it means yet, just notice it. 2. Listen to the voice. Once you're comfortable watching faces, start paying attention to how people talk. Does their voice get higher or lower? Do they speak faster or slower at certain times? 3. Watch the body. Next, look at how people stand, move their hands, or position their legs. All of these can tell us something about how they're feeling. Remember, the goal isn't to stare at people or make them uncomfortable. We want to be natural, like we're just having a normal conversation. The trick is to look without looking like we're looking. As we practice, we'll start to notice patterns. We'll learn what's normal for different people. For example, some folks are naturally quiet, while others are always full of energy. Once we know what's normal for someone, it's easier to spot when something's different. Here's a story that shows why this is important. There was a guy named Mark Antony in ancient Rome who was always laughing and joking. But after his friend Julius Caesar was killed, he suddenly got very quiet and serious. His rival Octavius noticed this change and realized Antony was up to something. By noticing this change in Antony's usual behavior, Octavius was able to prepare for trouble. Sometimes, people give mixed signals. They might say one thing, but their face or body says something else. In a book called The Ambassadors, there's a woman who smiles during a whole conversation, but she's gripping her umbrella really tightly. This tells us she's actually uncomfortable, even though she's smiling. When we see mixed signals like this, it's usually the negative one that shows the person's true feelings. As we get better at observing, we need to be careful not to jump to conclusions. Sometimes we might think we know what a signal means, but we could be wrong. There's a famous example of this in a play called Othello. Othello thinks his wife is guilty of cheating because she acts nervous when he questions her. But really, she's innocent. She's just scared because Othello is being so aggressive. This teaches us that we need to think about the whole situation, not just one little clue. It's also important to remember that people from different cultures might act differently. In some places, people don't smile as much, or they touch each other more when they talk. We need to keep this in mind when we're observing people from different backgrounds. A good way to get better at observing others is to pay attention to ourselves too. Notice when you fake a smile, or how your body shows you're nervous. Maybe you tap your fingers or play with your hair. Understanding our own signals helps us spot them in other people. The more we practice, the better we'll get. Eventually, we might even seem like we can read minds. There was a guy named Milton Erickson who was so good at observing people that others thought he had special powers. But really, he had just practiced a lot and gotten really good at noticing little details about people. In the end, getting back our childhood superpower of observation takes time and practice. But it's worth it. When we can really see and understand the people around us, we become better at talking to them, working with them, and even making friends. It's like having a secret key to understanding the world around us. So next time you're talking to someone, try to notice one new thing about them. It might be the start of your journey back to your long-lost superpower. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If something resonated with you, share your thoughts and personal experiences in the comments below. Your insights could be valuable to others. Now, a quick reminder. Make it a habit to learn something beneficial every day. The content you consume is like food for your brain, so be intentional about it. Otherwise, the algorithm might start influencing your thoughts. Reflect on that. We're always accepting your contributions through subscriptions to our channel. Your support will help us with upcoming projects and ensure we continue delivering top-notch content. Join us by subscribing today.